Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the World of Warships roadmap update for spring 2022. So if you didn't know, the roadmap is basically just talking about what's upcoming in 2022. Also, because this is done in spring 2022, this is also talking about what's already been improved. So we're going to be reading off the official World of Warships site, so tag along if you want. And also remember to subscribe to the channel for more war games related content, and smash the like button if you will. Let's get into it. So they start off by saying, Captains, in early February we announced our plans for 2022. Over the months since our previous publication, many of our ideas have been implemented. More information about future changes to World of Warships is now available, and some details have changed. It's high time we shared our development plans for the second half of 2022. Also note, please note that all information contained in the document is preliminary, blah blah blah. So that's just a standard disclaimer. So we start off with what's already done. So ships. Pan-Asian cruisers are now available to everyone, and early access to Italian destroyers will also end soon. A new nation has been added to the game, the Spanish tech tree. The first representative is Canaries, which, if you don't know, is just a Leander class basically that's Spanish. So, Grosser and Cabarros were replaced in the tech tree with Prusen and Delnit respectively. Also, the testing of superships Conde, Annapolis, Zorki, Yamagiri, United States, Eagle, Satsuma and Hanover were finished, and they were added to the branches of their respective nations. Game events. We celebrated Lunar New Year. Players had a chance to try out Dirigible Derby and fight in the Savage Battle on the flooded city map. Construction of Atlantico has started on the already familiar Clydebank dockyard. Improvements. Significant visual improvements have been implemented. Snow, ice and sand on maps have become more realistic and spectacular. The ice build-up effect has appeared on ships and is visible in battles on snow-covered maps, and shadows on maps and ships now look more realistic. I've seen the snow stuff, obviously I'm sure you all have, but just to say, it really does look quite good. I think congrats to the graphics department, they've done very well there. Anyway, next, a number of visual effects have been updated, and we're continuing to rework maps and ports to bring them up to HD quality. By the way, we've released a hotfix episode covering our work on the World of Warships graphics. You can watch it here. We've also disclosed the item drop chances for all containers. Check them out here. So I had a look at this just before we started the video. It is very good. It includes everything, sub containers, you know, Battle of North Cape containers, you know, everything that's there. It's got all those containers. So again, well done to World of Warships for that. So that's it for what's already happened. Next we go into spring 2022. So it starts off French cruisers. Update 11.4 kicks off early access to new French ships, Cherbourg, Brest and Marseille. The cruisers are armed with large caliber guns mounted on their bows. Their long reload time is partially compensated for by the main battery reload booster consumable. The ships are capable of achieving high speeds with the help of the improved engine boost consumable that is typical for French ships. The armour of the new cruisers ensures good protection of their citadels against medium caliber armour piercing shells, but they are quite vulnerable against HE and SAP shells. So next we have the arms race in random and co-op battles. So arms race was first introduced into the game quite a long time ago, as a separate test mode initially, and then as a format for several ranked battle seasons later. In update 10.10, it returned as a separate battle type featuring various changes and improvements. It received positive feedback from players and demonstrated good statistics. The next stage of the arms race development will be its introduction to random and co-op battles. Arms race will be available only in battles where the highest ship tier is 9 or 10, as well as in battles with super ships. It will also be available only on these 8 maps: Northern Waters, Sleeping Giant, Loop, Warrior's Path, Mountain Range, Land of Fire, Islands of Ice, and Hotspot. With the addition of the new mode to random and co-op battles, Epicenter will be disabled. Oh. That's a shame, because I like Epicenter, which,
It's unfortunate, I suppose. But, to be fair, I never got the hang of arms race. I did think it was a bit iffy at time. It was just... I wasn't very fond of the concept, but I know a lot of other people were. But anyway, next we go on to summer 2022. So, British battleships, actually battle cruisers, but they won't actually admit that they're battle cruiser for some reason. Great Britain, one of the mightiest naval powers in the world, well, is expecting reinforcements. The branch of British battleships will feature warships that are historically classified as battle cruisers. Okay. The new tier 3 to 6 ships were actually built in real life. The new ships of higher tiers were created based on Royal Navy projects from the first half of the 20th century. And unlike a lot of other tech trees, these were actual projects. There was the I3, J3 and G3, I think they've added to the game. I think that's just off the top of my head. So, game events. Sea Battle. We strive to delight you with new and interesting activities. Sea Battle is one of them. It's inspired by a classic game that you're probably familiar with. You'll need a special resource, passes, to participate. Passes can be earned by completing combat missions. When playing Sea Battle, you'll be competing against AI. Destroying ships and winning battles will bring you rewards. These rewards can include special theme resources, example tokens for early access to ships or other in-game items. Before starting or during playing, you can press the Finish Battle Automatically button for the AI to finish the battle instead of you. Battle results will be displayed on the screen and you'll receive any due rewards. You can pause the battle at any time and return to it later without losing your progress. That's quite good. It's interesting that they're adding something like that. New iteration of Convoy. Convoy was first introduced to the live server as a separate battle type in update 10.8. It received positive feedback from players and we're happy to announce that we'll soon launch the second iteration of this battle type. Battles will utilise a 12v12 format with tier 8 to 10 ships. The maps and routes have been updated. You can expect 2 or even 3 convoy routes on the map, with 1 or more destination points. This will increase gameplay variety for both the escorting and attacking teams, as well as offer new tactics. Along with this, we'll decrease the number of ships in convoy respectively for each route, so as not to complicate the tasks for the attacking team and to avoid performance issues in battle. We've also prepared various interface improvements, updates to tips and other changes to help players take their bearings in the new battle type. So, that sounds like a reasonable game mode. I mean, I didn't think I played, I don't think I got a chance to, but interesting. Next, this fascinates me quite a bit, is the return of Puerto Rico. So, Puerto Rico, if you don't know, is basically in Alaska with 4 turrets instead of 3, and I think it's got slightly better armour. And if I'm honest, I do like the, I do like the Puerto Rico. I mean, I've got the Alaska B and the Congress, which are alright. The Alaska and the Congress are very good, and I assume Puerto Rico will be the same. So I'm looking forward to it. So the dockyard with Atlantico won't be the last one this year. The next opportunity to build a ship will come at the end of this summer. This time we'll return the pioneer of the dockyard, Puerto Rico. The first dockyard with Puerto Rico is very complicated and not the most successful from the perspective of its design and mechanics. Obviously, you basically had to spend, what was it, 280 quid or something just to get it. But that was disgraceful. Thankfully they did, as it's saying here, we've taken all of our mistakes into account and reworked the event design. As all subsequent iterations, starting with Odin, demonstrated, the dockyard in its current format has become a full-fledged part of our game and works well. On top of that, many players have been asking when are we going to bring Puerto Rico back to the game. That's why we've decided to put Puerto Rico back on the stocks. We see it as an excellent opportunity to rectify our early mistakes with this feature. It also means that you'll be building a tier 10 ship, which hasn't happened since the very first dockyard. Which is true actually, yes, I'm surprised about that. I thought they'd have added another one by then. Anyway, that's why we've decided blah 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 blah. Right, those who didn't... It also means that you'll be building a tier 10 ship, which hasn't happened since... I've just said that, haven't I? Those who didn't manage to build the ship in the New Year update 8.11 or started playing the game later will now have a chance to do so. Obtaining the ship would be much easier than the first time, but it won't be possible to finish the construction for free. That's just like Atlantico and all the ones before that, really. Players who already have Puerto Rico in their ports but still build her at this dockyard will be provided with compensation. We plan to give such players the opportunity to select a bundle with one of the following resources: doubloon, steel, coal, or research points. So you can choose from one of them if you already have Puerto Rico. The amount of whichever resource in the bundle will be enough to obtain any tier 10 ship currently available for purchase. That's good. So they're keeping up with the promise sort of thing, like. So you can't give you a tier 10 ship, but we'll give you the doubloons or the resource to get it for you. So next, we have return of operations. As a result of the changes to aircraft carriers in update 8.0, many AI-related internal tools have become outdated. Adjusting aircraft carriers controlled by AI became hard or even impossible. For this reason, some operations were temporarily removed from the game. We are currently actively working on aircraft carrier AIs to bring some operations, for example Cherry Blossom, Hermes, the Ultimate Frontier, back to the game. Next we have personal challenges. Personal challenges are rather easy but interesting activity that allow you to achieve results playing your favourite ships and get rewards for this. They also encourage you to research new ship branches. Future updates will bring new iterations of personal challenges with a number of improvements. More Type Nation categories will be added for completing challenges, including early access ships. New mission conditions will be introduced, earning ribbons for XP or dealing damage. It will be also possible to style personal challenges for themed events like New Year's Night, Clash of Courage and their analogues. We'll also improve the interface to make it more informative. So, personal challenges, we all know about that, it's just, well, personal challenges. Anyway, next, return of USS Black and website minigames. Special event is planned for June, during which you'll be able to obtain USS Black and earn various themed rewards. If you don't know what USS Black is, it's like a Fletcher class, except I think it's slightly more modern, I'm not sure. I mean, it is that sort of destroyer, but, you know, I don't know all the ins and outs of it. The event is going to be accompanied by a web campaign that will allow you to choose your own path through the Pacific Theatre of World War II in 1944 on a special map and build a career for your own commander. That's interesting. As a reward for completing the campaign, you'll receive a US commander with 12 skill points. That's nice to know. You can distribute some of the skill points by making choices right on the campaign map. So, improvements. New map, so the Faroe Islands. So the visual style of the Faroe Islands map was selected by players back in fall 2021, and the map is currently in the final stages of its preparation. We plan to release it to the live server with update 11.5. Changes to the containers tab. The cargo ship feature is currently very limited. Players can only see the total number of containers they possess. This is particularly inconvenient for those who store lots of containers. To address this issue, we're going to improve the system for storing containers on the cargo ship and make it more informative. Players will be able to view the numbers of each container type they have and open containers only of a specific type. That's quite good if you want to save up, let's say, super containers. We're adding information about container names and their descriptions, as well as an option to get information about the drop chances and container items. We initially planned to finish this feature in spring, but tweaking it and testing the reworked cargo ship requires more time. That's why the changes to the containers tab will be implemented in one of the summer updates. Training missions for new players. Helping new players master the key principles and mechanics is a very important part of the game development. For this purpose, we're adding a set of simple missions to World of Warships. These missions will gradually focus on different game mechanics. This will help inexperienced players get their bearings in World of Warships, acquire basic skills through playing, and receive small rewards for this. Each mission will have its own set of tips that will enable players to better navigate in the game. This is another feature that we postponed to summer because we needed more time to finalise the design of these missions. Separation of exterior elements and economic bonuses. We're working on the separation of exterior elements and economic bonuses as well as on updating the latter. These changes will enable you to select economic bonuses and camouflages separately. They will simplify the process of managing economic bonuses. We'll do our best to make this transition from the old system to the new one as comfortable as possible, as well as to conserve the current state of the game economics, pricing and earnings. Cumulatively, players won't lose in profitability and will earn even more in some situations. That's weird, that is. I'm sure that don't think that's entirely right, because I'm sure the idea is that they're trying to, because it's very easy to earn a lot, free XP and credits these days. So I do think they will go back on that and say sort of we need to reduce the amount of stuff you can get, because a lot of people are going through. For example, me myself, I went through the British Light Cruiser tech tree. I think it was 2 weeks. I started from tier 6 it was, and I just grinded through it. It was so easy using all the flags and what have you. So anyway, changes to battle camera. The quality of textures and FX is an essential part of the game, but the way players see World of Warships is no less important. Not long ago we announced a new stage of testing battle camera settings. Its results were positive. Some minor tweaks were still required, and after that we'll implement these changes on the live server. Next we have Independence Day, update of US destroyer models. In summer we traditionally celebrate US Independence Day. You can expect to see loads of themed content. Updating the models of the US destroyers will also be dedicated to this holiday. This work will span 2 updates. First we'll update the models of researchable tier 7 to 10 destroyers. Second, we'll turn to the models of researchable tier 2 to 6 destroyers and tier 7 sims, which we started working on concurrently with the researchable ships. So that's it for summer 2022. Next we have fall 2022. So, new features and improvements that we plan for fall are at the preliminary design stage, so we don't have many details to share with you. We'll cover the most important things though. So, Japanese light cruisers. By fall we'll have added Japanese tier 5 to 10 light cruisers for the testing. Their concept is in development, but we can already safely say that all ships of the branch will have 610mm torpedoes at their disposal, and their torpedo launchers will have wide aiming angles. As for their main batteries, the tier 5 and tier 6 ships will have 152mm guns, the tier 7 ship will have 155mm guns, and high tier cruisers will carry 150mm dual purpose guns.
The ship is on fire.
So, I assume the tier 7 ship is basically the Mogami class, except at tier 7. I don't know, that'd sound a bit OP. Anyway, next. Anniversary and improvements of battle performance bonuses. We're going to celebrate World of Warships anniversary. Our beloved game is turning 7 years. I actually remember first playing this game. It was, that was when it first came out. Can't believe it's gone by so quick, really, to be fair. But anyway, players can expect loads of themed rewards and interesting activities. Naturally, festive bonuses for battle performance will also be available. Many players have very extensive ports, and getting rewards for battle performance on each ship can be very difficult and time consuming. To deal with this, we plan to rework the battle performance bonus system. Players with many ships in their port will be able to receive rewards from several ships per battle. Oh, that'd be good if you're trying to grind through multiple tech trees at once. So next we have Halloween. For Halloween 2021 we brought back themed operations saving Transylvania and Sunray in the Darkness. As the statistics showed, players were enthusiastic about their return. Nightmare operations appeared to be much more popular than the standard ones. This year we plan to add saving Transylvania and Sunray in the Darkness as part of the Halloween activities again. Besides that, we are also considering the possibility to additionally bring back another once very popular operation, Terror of the Deep, featuring submarines.
The ship is on fire.
Don't think many people are going to be too happy about that, to be fair. Not many people like it, if I'm honest, but anyway. New map. In addition to the Faroe Islands map, and continuation of reworking maps and ports to bring them up to HD quality, we plan to start working on one new map. it's currently at the preliminary design stage, and we promise to disclose details later when we're ready. So it says we'll keep releasing this Waterline series once per quarter. We'll share new information, blah blah blah. So the roadmap for 2022. Overall, it's nice that they're giving all this information. I think it's really nice and really they're sort of talking to the community a bit more. But if I'm honest, there's quite a few things that, I mean, alright, people will be looking forward to French cruisers, British battleships. I mean, I know I'm looking forward to the return of Puerto Rico, and perhaps the new map, and the Japanese light cruiser, but other than that, all the other stuff is a bit, I don't know, it depends on your angle of it. I'd rather see something that's more, I'd rather see stuff that's more historical, like game modes that are historical rather than these Halloween ones. That's me personally, but I think quite a few people are like that. I mean, you know, put in the comments section below if you don't prefer that, if you prefer the Halloween stuff instead. But I do like how they're letting us know well in advance of what's going to be happening. But anyway, that is all for this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to please subscribe to the channel for more war games related content, and smash the like button if you like this video. I will hopefully be uploading tomorrow, depending on when this video goes out. If this video goes out on the 10th or the 11th, I'll be uploading the day after that, which is the 12th and the 13th, so stay tuned for that one, and possibly the 14th as well, depends how busy I am. But anyway, that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you in the next one.